So what advice would I give myself that would be different than what the path I took? That may be a better way to try to explain it, I guess. I would say to be more respectful to people with that differ in ideas, different in beliefs, different in whatever that you may come across, that you see it in a different light. Stay focused on your goals that you would like to attain, and they may change over time, and they did. I went different directions than some of my fellow buddies and high school and students. I don't know. I think I took the right path. A lot of parts play an important piece in your life. As a young kid, married young, your whole focus there is to raise your family or raise a family, continue your education, because I knew at that time, without an education and dedication and hard work, you weren't going anywhere. So I think those have been the areas that I would probably have concentrated to give advice if I was to give advice to. Like I said, I think I took the right track. I was fortunate because I had a different perspective on life than probably most kids my age at the time. And I had a lot of people that had faith in my ability. Actually, more faith in my ability to do what I had to do than I had in myself. And probably that would be one thing, I guess, is to have more faith in your ability to select the path of life you want to take. Because my original path in life was, I was in high school. I liked high school. I played a lot of sports. Album full of ribbons and medals and pictures of myself in the paper for this or that. Think that I had accomplished in sports. So obviously then I wanted to be a coach. And because I admired a couple of the coaches that I had in high school that I would like to have maybe taken the same path. But things change, and you got to be willing to continue on that path or change on another path. And as I got out of high school, I noted, I wanted to be a teacher, teach classes, and coach. That really was about as far as I had in my mind. And but then as I got into the industry and was going to school, going to college, I noted that for the education that I needed and for what I want to accomplish in life wasn't going to happen. And what I mean by that is I can see as a clerk, I was making more than a school teacher. And at that time I didn't have a degree. So I had to make a choice in my life. Do I want to continue on the path that I'm going? Or do I want to go into teaching the path that I had originally thought I wanted to go? And it didn't take me very long to learn that I was going to make more money as a clerk in the store than I was going to make as a school teacher. But there were some benefits to being a school teacher that you don't have as an individual. So anyway.
Absolutely.
So obviously I changed the path. I was very fortunate to have enough people in the path that I had selected that had faith in me as an individual to accomplish whatever I wanted to accomplish if I put my mind to it. And because of that faith, I was able to accomplish things that I personally myself didn't think I was going to be able to accomplish. So I stayed on that path. And it led me to an education, a degree, led me to higher pay, led me up to move up a ladder in a company that was still growing. So I felt I selected the right path.
That's it. At least it
Mom didn't drop me like she dropped Lloyd.
doesn't sound like something.
Oh, definitely, we're not going to taught you about working with other people, having to accomplish something through with and through other people. Sports is a great tool for a young man growing up to learn unity, friendship. So it was a great thing to belong to and be a part of. So and then getting yourself a job, you learn about life, you learn about how to deal with money and that, you know, because some parents never teach kids. You get kids getting out of high school don't even know how to write a check.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a great. And of course, in my humble opinion, the 50s was, to me, everybody thinks their time in life, like the 40s. My aunt and uncle thought, man, you know, that was a great time to live. And those of us that were raised in the 50s, you gotta say, 50s was the best time in one's life, at least in my life. I mean, things were so different as opposed to what they are today. You know, in the 50s, it was a great time to grow up as a kid. Rock and roll, the older people hated it with a passion. They thought it was evil. You know, shit. It was fun. It was just a lot of fun. Probably it was based on your ability to do something rather than academic.
Mm-hmm.
You could shine as an individual from what you've accomplished as opposed to maybe academics. So, I love sports. Coming from a housing project, there's a lot of, you know, bad things that go on in there. Not as much drugs. We had drugs, but nothing like, nothing like you have today. And but you could get your frustration out on sports.
Mm-hmm.
You could run as hard as you can and you'd be successful. You could learn how to play basketball real good, and you accomplish something for yourself as an individual. And you don't get that anywhere else academically unless you happen to be an A student, and how many A students are there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I excelled in sports for that. And I really thank two things. I thank my brother, because he likes sports and he got me into sports. And number two, we lived in a housing project that was conducive to raising a kid right if they wanted to be raised right. You didn't have to be in trouble. You didn't have to get drugs. You didn't have to, you know, go get in gangs and fight. It was up to you. And if you didn't want to, you didn't have to. There would be some that would probably try to tease you or something, but after you beat the shit out of a couple of them, that ended that story. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So.
And you know, we used to have a guy on a horse-drawn buggy used to come down the alley where we lived, and he would give us a penny for every bottle of beer bottle that we would give him. You know, well, we finally dawned on us, hey, we've got an idea. What we'll do is we'll go down to the brewery here and fill up our wagon full of beer bottles, and we'll bring them up and give them to him, make a fortune, right? We're real smart, right? So he was.
To offer or whatever, of all of them, I probably liked Egypt and Israel.
Really?
Yeah, but as far as beauty and all that, I would take New Zealand. Australia is really on the outer areas or up north. You're kind, and it's a kind of a country like up north is like Hawaii. Down south is cold and.
Oh, okay.
But I liked Egypt. There's where Greg and Carol and I all met, and it was fabulous.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was.
it's
Well,
everything that I
right
would think it
behind
would be.
Yeah.
Dude, you really need to put on some weight.
You have to choose, but you got to give them the rope too. You got to let them grow. You got to let them do their thing. When I was a kid, they wasn't either you went one way or another. You didn't end up, in most cases, select the right path. So I feel I did. I feel very proud of the things that I've been able to accomplish through people. And one thing I learned in management was your success is really based on the people you surround yourself with. And you learn that fast. If you don't stay wherever you're at very long. You could use all kinds of words, that he was kind, he was forgiving, he was enjoyed being around people, and because of that, had long-lasting friendships that probably would never have had. So I'd have to give that some real thought. Obviously, when it's happening, you're not thinking it to yourself, well, this is what I want people to remember me by. You just go through life and try to do the best in life for you and your family, and hope everything else kind of falls into place. So what would you want everybody to remember you by?
I know what happened, and I'm not doing that.
I'm not going to do that again. We haven't talked to my husband. He's right in the other room.